that, welcome to, I don't know what that sound is, but it's weird. But anyway, welcome to your NFL picks for week wildcard round. Week wildcard round. It's a new week. I just made it up just now, so get strapped in. And this is not like group wildcard from TNA. This is week wildcard round, or the wildcard round, or the round of cards that are wild. I don't know. Why do they call it the wildcard round? Do you know? Do you understand? Maybe like the teams, it's so many colors going in because the wild card, like the wild card in Uno, it's got all the different colors on it. So I'm thinking,
no. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And if you haven't already, we got our New Year's extravaganza is up with the extra guys. I will post that annotation sometime in the near future after this goes up. I don't know why I'm streaming so much. I'm excited. It's wild card almost Sunday. Wild card like Tuesday.
Saturday,
so I'm excited.
It's a weekend.
And Sunday.
Weekend.
Wild card weekend. That makes sense. They say that a lot anyway. All right. Let's start off this weekend. I wish Justin was here, but he's not. The Chiefs and the Texans, baby. I'm excited. I'm excited for all these games. It's kind of nice to like not have someone to like put your eyes on and be like, you have to win. You have to win. It's kind of it's a little nice. You kind of miss it a little bit, but I'm excited nonetheless for these games. And we got my boy. He's back, baby. I saw it in the stat line last week. Brian freaking Hoyer, man. I love this guy. I really do. I would love to see the Texans go all the way. I don't know if they will, but I would love to see it. They're going up against the Chiefs, another team I like a lot too. I don't say that a lot around Justin because he might get his high horse, and we don't want him to fall, or maybe we do. So I'm going with the Texans. I think Brian Hoyer's got something. I think he's going to show the Browns what they gave up last year to keep a Johnny Manziel, who they're going to give up on next year. Okay, so, Brian Hoyer is going to do it. It's going to be a close game, though. This will be a good game. I'm honestly fine with whoever wins this game. I like the Chiefs as a team. They're really showing some good offensive presence for once. It seems like they didn't have that for a while. But I'm going with the better team from Texas, and that's the Houston Texans, baby. They got it all in the name. Houston and Texans, they own the state. Casey, do they own the state? They do, right?
I mean, they might own the state because, let's face it, the only other team is the Cowboys. Sorry. But, at the end of the day, they're playing wait, isn't the Super Bowl in Texas? No, it's in California, I think. Is it?
Is it? I think it is in the 49er Stadium.
Yeah. So, see, it's the Super Bowl isn't going to be in Texas, so that's not going to help them. That is not going to help them at all. And like I was saying off camera, if you look, the past 3 games between the Chiefs and the Texans, the Chiefs have won 2 out of 3, and they've all been really close games. So it's going to be a good game, but I think the Chiefs want it just that much more. I feel like the Texans are one of those teams, and yes, everyone's going to make jokes. The Colts too, blah, blah, blah. I think they're one of those teams that always get really close in the playoffs and then just don't make it, which is unfortunate because they are a good team. But I'm going with the Chiefs. I think they deserve it.
All right. Obviously, Justin picked the Chiefs in this one. I don't know any of his other picks, but Andrew did pick the Chiefs for this game. And to start off the next game, I'm going to give you a hint. Andrew picked Cincinnati for some reason. He picked Cincinnati going up against the Steelers, 2 teams I have a bidding hatred for. It's rough. No. It's cool to see this representation in the AFC North. But I just can't wrap my head around cheering for a team in my own division. I just can't do it. It's hard for me. I think we're all too much of rivals for me to do it. If it was the Browns, maybe I think I could do it with the Browns. But the Bengals and the Steelers, no, I can't do it. So I want this game to not even finish. I hope they just cancel it and it never happen. No, um, this is gonna be a really good game between two teams that seem to be really good. The Bengals, they have found their kryptonite, I tell you, and it's the playoffs. It's here. But Andy Dalton is not playing, and I think it's going to be a good story and an interesting story in this offseason if AJ McCarron is the one to win the playoff game for the Bengals. So let's just say AJ McCarron wins this playoff game. Dalton comes back next week and loses. So wouldn't that be an interesting story for the offseason? I think it would. But I don't know. It's something about those Steelers, man. They keep going no matter what. Madden made me play with them first time I hooked up the game, and I was upset. But you know what? I'm going with the Steelers. I just think there's something about the Bengals in the playoffs, and they're not going to get it done. They're not going to get it done. And that's for Lamar. That one's just for Lamar right there. Casey, who you doing?
But this, you got to remember, this season has been an upside-down, topsy-turvy, flippity-dippity season. I mean,
you had to say that, didn't you?
Look how good the Jaguars have done. I mean, come on, the Jaguars. So I think first of all, the Steelers, I mean, they don't need to make it far in the playoffs. They don't need to make it to the Super Bowl. They already have like 16 Super Bowl championships. They don't need any more. They don't. And I think since he's gonna do it, I think they're gonna be like, you know what? We can make it. We can do. They're gonna Daniel Bryan this playoffs. They are gonna Daniel Bryan the playoffs, and they're just gonna go all the way and win the title, and then have it taken away the night after for some reason. Okay, that's not gonna happen. But they're gonna take it. Unless another team wins, but it's not going to be the Steelers. No.
All right. As we continue going on the NFC side, we got the Seahawks going up against the Vikings. Andrew picked the Seahawks. I think Justin would have picked the Vikings just because he doesn't like the Seahawks scheme of things, So, I think he would have picked the Vikings. So, I'm going to go with the Vikings because I like their scheme of things. That's 2. I like their scheme of things. 3. I just think the Vikings, they got something, Ever since Adrian Peterson said, he has another look in his eyes. I think they're for real. I think that they are for real. They are ready. I think they're going to at least what people are going to call an upset of the Vikings, they're going to win. The Vikings are going to do it. They're going to show the Legion of Boom that they are just the Legion of Gloom. Yeah, that's a promo right there, fellas. There we go. Vikings win at home, and Seattle just isn't the same team on the road. So I'm going with the Minnesota. Football Vikings with the helmets and the horn thingies. I'm going with them. Casey, you should also go with the Vikings. It's a smart idea.
I can see it now. Super Bowl 50. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Minnesota Vikings. No one would ever see it coming. Nobody would ever pick that. But it could happen. It could happen because let's face it. The Vikings scheme of things is a good scheme of things. I feel like the Seahawks, the Ravens too, but the Seahawks scheme of things it used to be a good scheme of things, but their scheme of things is just run out. They had that good playoff run, and then they won the Super Bowl with their scheme of things, but it's just not a good scheme of things anymore. But the scheme of things that's a good scheme of things is the Minnesota Vikings scheme of things, which is going to get them the W.
So what about the scheme of things, though? Final game of Wild Card Weekend, Sunday at 4:40. I wish they would move these games back a little bit, though, especially since they only have 2 games. I wish they would move the 1 o'clock game back a little bit on Sunday. I just feel like that would be a good idea, considering people go to church and whatnot. So it would be nice to actually watch the whole game. But we got one more, and when I say one more, I mean one more. And I'll give you a hint. Andrew decided to go with them old Auras, baby. Them old Auras playing at home against the Packers. Okay, the Packers are going on the road. The Packers. Now, this is the first time I get to say this in this video, probably the only time. They are not as good as we thought they were, fellas. Or fella. I only got one with me tonight. But, they're not as good as we thought they were, okay? That offense, it's up and down, baby. It's up and down. So, I believe, I'm not going to say, like, every time I have an urge to say it, and I stop myself because I remember the failures from before. So, I'm going to put all my rocks in the cart of Kirk Cousins, who's played very well. Shut up. You carry rocks around there. Very prestigious. Prestigious rocks. Prestigious. Anyway, I'm going with Kirk Cousins, baby. And Casey, do you know why? Do you know why? It's because you like that. You like that. You like that. You like that, Casey? Did you like that analogy? You like that? Yeah. Kirk Cousins gonna do it, baby. Kirk Cousins might take them all the way. Kirk Cousins might take the Redskins, the Auras, to the tippity top, baby. To the tippity top. To the top. Maybe.
I mean, I don't know if he'll take him to the tippity top, because he's got those rocks and they're heavy. I don't think he can carry them all the way to the tippity top, because as you get up there and the gravity, it's just you can't do it. You can't do it. So he's gonna get close, but I will give them this game though. I can't believe I'm saying what you said, but the Green Bay Packers they're not as good as we thought they were. Especially last week against the Vikings. They were not as good as we thought they were. So we got the Auras at least making out of the wild card weekend. I don't know how far they'll go, but
that needs to be on a shirt. I feel like they're not as good as we thought they were. I think it sounds terrific. I think this could be, maybe that should be like the theme of the podcast. They're not as good as we thought they. No, okay. Anyway, we're gonna continue next week with the picks. Once again, I'll give you Andrew's picks one more time. He picked the Chiefs, Cincinnati, the Seahawks, and the Redskins, the Auras. All right. If you want more wild card weekend coverage, see us next year, because there's not going to be any more this year. So we will be back next week for the divisional round. What is that? AJ Styles, who is making some moves that we'll talk about sometime in the near future, probably within the next day or two. We will see you guys later. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, comment, do what you need to do. We'll see you guys